Shalom and greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. The light on this phone is not so good. It's old, it's broken, it's been acting up because I've been wanting to make a video update for earlier today. And you can see the reflections in my glasses because I'm watching the video now, the live feed on Israeli TV as the coffins with the remains of the 4 hostages has entered Israel. And they are now making their way to the Forensic Institute here in Israel to do a 100% identification. Let me back up a little bit. Today, according to the hostage deal, 4 dead bodies were going to come home. 4 innocent Israeli civilians who was kidnapped on October 7 and dragged into the dungeons in Gaza was going to be released. Hamas announced yesterday that it was going to be Odin Lipswitz, an elderly gentleman kidnapped out of his home. An elderly man, he has passed 80 years old. And then the mother of the Bibas boys, Shiri, Ariel, and Kefir. So the modern day Nazis put on a vile, deplorable, evil show again today when they're going to hand over bodies of innocent civilians that they sodomized, brutalized inside Gaza. So they took the 4 coffins and they placed them on this big stage where there were several banners. One of them was a big banner of the Israeli Prime Minister, where they had literally turned him into a vampire and blaming him for the death of the hostages. Another banner was saying that Zionism is Nazism, when in fact these evil terrorists are the Nazis. Of course, all of this was live streamed on Al Jazeera, Hamas mouthpiece. And they actually said that some of the terrorists participating today and carrying some of these coffins were actually terrorists who took part in the onslaught on October 7. Can you imagine? How sick can you be? So on these coffins, on each coffins, they were printed the face of those 4 names, Kefir, Ariel, Shiri, Bibas, and Odin Lipswitz, and their faces were on the coffins. Hamas, Nazi terrorists, was taking each coffin into a Red Cross vehicle, and they draped them in a white sheet, and then they were handed over to the Israeli security forces, and naturally they did a security sweep. They have to. You're dealing with Nazis. You never know what they are giving you. And then there was a short ceremony with a rabbi from the military. And then they were transferred into Israeli coffins, draped with Israeli flags. And they have now made their way into Israel. And I'm watching as they are being taken to the Forensic Institute here in Israel in a long convoy of vehicles. Each coffin is in a truck of its own, and they are guarded by Israeli military or Israeli police. So that's what I am watching now, and you can see people are just lining up all over the country in the rain. It has been pouring rain. Now again, pouring rain as I'm about to leave for a medical appointment that just happened to be today. So I have to head out. I'm wearing my turtleneck before I have to go out in the pouring rain. So the rain reflects very well how we are feeling. So there will be an identification today, so we will know for sure who was brought home in coffins today from Gaza, kidnapped and held by these modern day Nazis. And again, putting on a propaganda show, showing just how evil they are. So we will see how soon the result is going to come out, and then the family decides if that's going to be shared with the media. But as I am watching now and I'm seeing this convoy with these coffins, and it's pouring rain. Like I said, it really reflects how we feel inside. So in order for getting these bodies home and the 6 alive hostages on Saturday, Israel has to release almost 700 terrorists. I mean, it's just the terrorist who's going to be released. 2 of them took part in a terror attack that I covered today several years ago when they went into a supermarket here in Israel and they started attacking people, and they brutally murdered a young man, Yanni Weissman, who was out shopping with his wife and his young baby girl, and he bravely defended his family, and these terrorists murdered him. A horrific terror attack in a supermarket. The murderers who murdered him, the terrorists who murdered him, are going free. What nation has to do that? What nation has to put up with to get your babies home, to get your elderlies home who was kidnapped in their house and dragged into the dungeons? In order to get them home, you have to release terrorists who have murdered your people. What a sick reality is that? You can't find the words. I can't find the words to describe this. So I just quickly wanted to get this information out before I'm heading out in the rain, as we are watching the convoy now with caskets on the way to the Forensic Institute, and we will see how quickly the identification is going to be 100%, and when and if that information is going to go out to the media and to the rest of Israel. But we all holding our breath, because breathing is too painful today. And when these hostages are all home, flatten Gaza. You do what you need to do, Israel, against these modern day Nazis who has support from the civilians inside the Gaza Strip. For such a time as this, and for this day that is so traumatic, please, please pray for Israel.